Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small with CMS Law Firm. We do estate planning, we do probate, we do it well. Today I want to talk to you about unintended life insurance beneficiary consequences. Okay? And you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you have questions about this or anything else related to estate planning or probate, please go to estatemeeting.com. You can set up a time to talk with us over the phone or in person for free. estatemeeting.com. Okay, unintended life insurance beneficiary consequences. I was having a meeting today with a client, was a potential client at the time, and we were talking about estate planning. We were talking about the things that power of attorney can do and a will can do, and blah blah blah. And this person mentioned that they had some life insurance policies. And we were talking about the things that a trust can do for your kids and these other things. And I casually asked, which is kind of interesting. I don't always ask this question. I think I will from now on because of the answer about life insurance beneficiaries. And I said, oh, I'm guessing that, the spouse is first on life insurance and then it's probably kids after that or nothing after that. And he's like, no, and actually it's spouse first and then it's parents after that. And I was like, whoa, pump the brakes. Hang on a second. This is not good because there are unintended consequences from actions like this. And he's like, well, what? And this is the scenario that could play out. And what I told him, same thing I'll tell you. What I'm going to tell you is probably not a high likelihood scenario, but I will guarantee you that it has happened before and it will happen again. And you just don't want to be the one that it happens to. Okay? So imagine you have a life insurance policy. Let's say it's $1 million to make the math easy. And you are married and you have kids. Okay? The point of the life insurance policy is to be there for cash for your spouse and your kids if something happens to you, and for it to be there for your kids if something happens to both of you. That makes sense. That's typically what they're for. Now, in this tragic scenario, I'm going to warn you, there's tragedy that is about to ensue here. Let's say that you and your spouse, or in this case, let's make it real. You and your spouse are going out on a date night and you don't come home. There was a tragic accident and you both die. Okay? At that moment, those life insurance policies, they come into effect, and because your spouse is gone, the contingent beneficiary is your parents, so that $1 million then goes to your parents. Okay, it becomes the property of your parents at that time. The idea behind it going to your parents is that they will then use that money for the benefit of your kids, their grandkids. And that's great. In this scenario, there is no ill will. The grandparents intend to use every single dime for the kids, and everything is great. However, there's another tragedy that's about to happen. About 30 days later, maybe 45 days later, if there's a survivorship clause, this survivorship clause is passed. And then, tragically, the grandparents are killed in a car accident. At that time, that $1 million life insurance policy now becomes a part of the grandparents' estate. The grandparents, God bless them, they had completed their estate plan. Their estate plan sends everything 20% to each of their 4 kids and 20% to charity. So, in this scenario, unfortunately, that $1 million is going to be divided up between the grandparents' kids and that charity. So $200K is going to go to that charity. $200K is going to go to each of their kids, which means of that $1 million, only $200,000, the $200,000 that would have gone to their, the original buyers of the insurance policy now goes to their kids. The other $800,000 is gone. Okay? Unintentional consequence of life insurance policy beneficiaries. This is why, by the way, it's important, it's critical to have a conversation with an estate planning attorney when you're talking about what you're doing with life insurance, when you're talking about what you're doing with will, power of attorney, medical power of attorney. Sometimes the best laid plans can have dire unintended consequences. Okay? So, sorry for being Debbie Downer today, but it's something that you really need to know. It's something that is very, very easy to fix. In that scenario, I told him, hey, step one is to just remove your parents from that life insurance policy. If something does happen to you and something happens to your spouse, then those life insurance funds will just pour into your estate. The grandparents will probably be put in charge of it for the benefit of the kids. But if the grandparents die, the money still stays with the kids. Okay, that's really what you want to happen. Okay, and in reality, what you probably want to happen is you want to create a trust to hold that money so that the kids, are able to access it and use it for good, but not able to just run through it if they are so inclined. Okay, that is it. Thank you so much for your time. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you know someone that needs to hear it, please share it with them. If you are someplace you can subscribe and you don't want to miss anything in the future, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have additional questions about probate or estate planning, and you want to talk with us over the phone or in person for free, you can go to estatemeeting.com. I'm Christopher Small. I'm the owner of CMS Law Firm. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate you, and I will be here again to talk to you tomorrow.